Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys joining us for an on the water video today here from Kentucky Lake. Down here practicing for the Toyota Series Plains Division tournament, and I came upon a really good example of a spawning bait. Now, you know, we got spawning seasons coming up. It's on us right now over the next month or so. So I'm gonna sort of idle through here and show you some key areas to look for, and why it is why this is a particular good spawning area, and you can duplicate it in the lakes that you have around your house. Also, guys, real quick before we get started, just a big thank you to everybody that's been subscribing here lately to Intuitive Angling. If you haven't subscribed, invite everybody to do so. And thank each and every one of you guys very much that has been using my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of each video to purchase your tackle. That's really been a big help, so thank you very much for that. Okay guys, let's go. I'm gonna turn the camera around here. I'll show you what to look for. Okay guys, now here we are. Now here's the main lake out there behind us. You know, here's the point coming into the cove here. And this is the cove all the way back to the very back end there. Now, normally what happens, these fish will begin to stage out here on these points, you know, during the pre-spawn. They slowly work their way back in here as it's getting closer to the spawn. And as they're working back in here, guys, they're gonna use about, you know, 2/3 to the way to 3/4 of the way back in the cove. They're gonna use any available cover that's along these banks to sort of stage and hang out and feed. For example, on this bank here, you got some isolated boat docks. These would be good areas. There's probably some brush around there. If you don't have boat docks, you know, it can be rocky banks just like this. Anytime that you find an isolated stump or any type of an isolated laydown. And also, guys, pay close attention to the angle of the bank coming off of there, because during the pre-spawn, a lot of these fish like a little bit steeper drop off. So even though if a bank looks flat, they could have some water depth out off of it. Now what happens as that water temperature starts to warm up into the upper 50s, these fish are gonna keep working their way back through here. And as you get to the back here, or as you get, you know, to the back 2/3, the cove begins to flatten out. Now you can see here on this particular bank up here, let me scroll in on it. You know, you've got a lot of good small rocks, some gravel. This is an ideal type of a spawning area because bass love to spawn around rock, gravel, any type of objects. And then as you can see, as we get in the back here, it's going to even flatten out a little bit more. Now, ideally, a lot of people say, well, I'm gonna go to the back of the cove because the fish spawn in the back of the coves. One of the things you're gonna find, guys, is most of the time the smaller fish will spawn in the back of the cove, and the bigger fish will spawn a little bit further out, closer to deeper water here. A big fish likes to be around a little bit deeper water to spawn in, or they like to be around some type of an object. Okay guys, just a quick little video on a good little spawning bay here. You know, one of the things to remember is that all fish in a lake do not spawn at the same time. They're sort of staggered out, because you can actually have some fish actually spawning on the bed spawning. Then you'll still have some fish that are in the pre-spawn stage out on that point. And then you may have some fish that spawned early and they're on their way out, or they're garden fry. So most of the time, the spawning activity starts when that water temperature starts to get in the upper 50s. It's gonna last up until that water temperature gets around 70. In most lakes across the country, there's about a 3 or 4 week period where the majority of the bass are going to spawn. Now, they're also, you know, they'll spawn before and after that, a few of them, but the majority, you know, the majority population of the bass is going to do it in and around, you know, that water temperature when it's setting close to 60 there. But anyway, the main thing to remember, guys, always, if you're fishing for spawning fish, first of all, always release your fish. Try not to torment the visible fish out there. It's very important to practice catch and release all through this time of year. Let those fish spawn, let them get a good hatch, you know, so we can have some, you know, good year classes moving forward. But anyway, when you're looking for these type of areas, it's really important to concentrate on any type of isolated object. That's super, super important. It could be something as simple as a big rock on a flat bank that doesn't have many big rocks on it, one stump, one log in the water, one dock. Fish like to bed and spawn in and around objects. So hope it helps out. We'll talk later.